for this area, Honorable Peter Lanchene Suobo, who has just gone to the car wrapped in white, who has welcomed John Dramani Mahama. And John Mahama will soon be walking around to greet the people. But how do you feel with so much excitement? A lot of people who are happy to see John Mahama's arrival. You are privileged to be here. You see him some few seconds away from you.
Currently, the only hope Ghana has is John Dramani Mahama and the NDC. That is the only hope Ghana has. If you look at the mess that has been caused in this country, if you look at the things that are happening around, talking about high prices of goods and services, talking about high transportation, talking about how much one spends to send a child to SHS, even when we are told that it is free SHS, then you will know why these people are very enthusiastic about His Excellency John Dramani Mahama coming back. We all know that whatever is happening right now, we have hope, and that hope is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama being voted into power. And everybody is here trying to encourage all the other people that are not here to know that there is still hope, even after the mess that we are in right now. All is not lost. Ghana can still be reset. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said Ghana needs a reset, and that is exactly what we need in Ghana. We have to reset, then sit down and then reorganize ourselves and build the Ghana we want.
I feel like you are possessed.
I am not possessed. The fact of the matter is that the policies that the NDC is bringing on, we know that things are going to turn around. We know that our livelihood will be better again. Currently, as we speak, in 2020, anybody that was buying electricity 20 Ghana cedis, you will need 100 Ghana cedis to buy electricity. That today, that is those who are using just a bulb and a fan in the house, not using any other gadget. So if you are using some other gadget, just imagine the amount you are going to spend on electricity. If you look at the price of gas today, you will imagine what all these people are going to. Most of them are not even using gas. Charcoal itself has become like gold. You cannot get because of the increasing prices in everything. There is chaos in the country. So everybody here thinks that we still have hope, and that hope is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and they are all in tune to vote for him come December 7th. And I have the conviction and the belief that the people of West are ready to vote for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and their parliamentary candidate. So all hope is not lost. The reset that we need in this country is surely going to happen. The Ghana we want is surely going to be built by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and that is why all these people are here. We feel that there is still hope for the country. Things can still stand around, and our lives will surely go back to where it was.
Thank you very much. So this young lady who has spoken to me, I'm happy to speak to you. You have impressed me as a young lady who wants the best for yourself. Any advice to any young woman watching you live?
I want to advise all young men and women who are here today and those who are watching me out there. If we really want our future to be bright in the near future, the only thing you should be doing right now is campaigning. Wherever you find yourself, is it in your house, is it in your workplace, is it at the market? All you need to do is to campaign for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to come to power, because that is the hope for the youth. He has a lot of policies in place for the youth, for the development of the youth. He has a lot of policies in place that will give us more jobs, and that is what we need as youth, so that we can enhance our life. If you are not working today, you alone will know that what is happening to you. Imagine you working and getting salary, and still life is hard for you. What will happen to those who are out there and they have no jobs? So we want the His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to come to power, implement those policies that are meant purposely for the youth, to
make life comfortable for you. Thank you very much. I'm so grateful. I will speak to one more lady before we'll listen to our chiefs. Madam, you are now happy that after waiting, John Dramani Mahama has come. what do you want him to do for women in particular in the Upper West region?
Thank you very much. We are so happy to see President John Dramani Mahama in our midst right now. You can see that the crowd is agog for the NDC. Right from the regional capital, where children, adults, the young, the old, men, women were all poured out on the streets of the Upper West region to welcome His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama. And this is because that is the man who has delivered. That is the man who has brought a lot of development that they can see and touch. The regional hospital, Upper West Regional Hospital, was built by the President John Dramani Mahama. The roads were constructed because of him. Water and other.
I can wrap up in just a minute so that I can go to the high.
Okay, so as he has arrived right now, all that we are expecting of the president, incoming president, for women in particular, as a colleague woman, we are expecting the president to make life more comfortable for women, because when the woman is empowered, women will be able to take care of their children. And we have the belief, we have the faith in the President John Dramani Mahama that he will deliver for women, because he has shown the way by selecting the venerable professor as his running mate. And we know that together with Professor Nana Jenopokwajiman, he is going to touch the lives of women in giving us the first in its time, the Women's Development Bank, that will give loans of very low interest rates to women who are into businesses, who are into public service and all that, so that they can be able to get more out of whatever they are doing for livelihood, to take care of their children. Apart from that, we also expect him to grant children and then young ladies. We saw in 2020 that Prophet Nana already brought out a lot of there were projects targeted towards women.
Right.
One of them I remember, as when he was education minister, was the free sanitary pads. This is
which became a campaign issue.
Yes, this is a cause of school dropout among the females in this region. That a lot of women are unable, parents are unable to afford sanitary pads for their girl children. So when it is time for their monthly menstrual cycle, they are compelled to stay back at home, and then this affects their education. So Prof. Nana, as education minister, was able to distribute free sanitary pads to school children. He was able to give free sandals, books, exercise books, and all that. So we know that as John Mahama has come into the Wild West constituency and then Upper West, as he will be here for the 3 days, we expect him to tell us more. We expect him to tell us the good news that women.
Okay, so while we are at it, I also want you to know, if you have just joined us, that this is the live coverage of the mini Deba John Dramani Mahama will be addressing at Wicheau in the Wild West constituency of the Upper West region. And of course, John Mahama has arrived. He has gone around to greet the traditional authorities here. While we are waiting for him to speak, there are two paramounts here, Doromong and then Wicheau. We are currently just at the forecourt of the Wicheau Paramountcy, the palace. And I'm sure when the camera was going around, you saw the iconic building which is representative of Upper West region. It is very, very unique, this building, and you don't see it anywhere in other regions except the Upper West region. Now, one key issue before you take leave of me is free SHS. John Mahama has consistently assured Ghanaians of his readiness to expand it, to improve it, to ensure there's quality. The people in this area, how are they embracing this promise?
The people of this area are embracing it because it is John Dramani Mahama who provided schools in this district.
You are talking about buildings.
Buildings, yes, in this district. The E-blocks that President Mahama built. Yeah. There is one at Dorumo, but for the fact that we lost power, okay, There is one at Logo. As we speak now, it is functional. Okay, it has been able to admit school children, and then it is working. They are accessing school. So the people of this constituency, the One West constituency, they believe that President John Dramani Mahama will not come and cancel free SHS. They know that he has brought them development, and he would want to see that more of the youth. If they say there is free SHS, yet we have so many youth, them boys in particular, who are going to Galamsey in the south.
Okay, so now let me take you to those who are speaking. I believe you understand the language.
Yes.
What exactly are they saying?
So right now, what they are saying, they are telling the people of the people gathered here that as Mr. President has come amongst us, that the youth who are gathered here, their expectation is jobs. Jobs. If there are jobs, nobody wants to leave the comfort of his or her home and travel to an unknown place where shelter is not even assured, where security is not assured. So that the youth here are looking for jobs opportunities. Those who are not even in school, that's when President Mahama takes over power in January 2025, that he'll be able to provide them with a free apprenticeship program that they can train, after which they'll be given capital set up to start up their businesses, and then they can also take care of themselves and take care of their families.
So at the moment as we speak, hold on, don't go away, because you'll be my best help to help millions watching Wicheau TV as we speak to understand what the traditional authorities are saying. So the traditional authorities, two paramouncies which are gathered here, are speaking through the spokesperson for them, who represent the concerns they have. Now what we are going to do is to listen to him briefly. Now after some time, if he's speaking a local language, you will help me to understand him. Fortunately, he's speaking English, so let's listen to him, but don't go away.
On the occasion of the visit of John Dramani Mahama, December general elections in Ghana 2024, the paramount chiefs, nominee present, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and flag bearer of the NDC functionaries, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the chiefs and people of Wicheau Traditional Council, I welcome everybody to this Deba. My special welcome goes to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the presidential candidate of our great party. His Excellency, the One West constituency has been an orphan for the past 8 years, and we have been praying and wishing for us to come back to power, and the opportunity has come. It is possible because we have done it before, and we can do it again. Our unwavering loyalty to the NDC party is still intact. It is non-negotiable. His Excellency, nominate ladies and gentlemen, the constituency, and for that matter, the district, have a number of challenges and needs. For example, we have bad roads in the district, youth unemployment, some communities have no health facilities, some communities have no electricity, e.g. Gorongo, Mete, Converenpere, and other larger communities within the district. Completion of the E-block at Doromo is dear to our heart. His Excellency, on the issue of needs, the district needs another constituency to bring governance closer to the people. The assumption of the Wicheau and Doromo senior high schools into the educational mainstream. Unfortunately, His Excellency, I understand you have no my time to spend with us today because of your heavy schedule. As such, I wish to assure you, His Excellency, that the constituency is the old constituency you know. You and your MP should rest assured of our support. There's a common saying that when you know someone during the day, you don't need a torchlight to identify the same person during the night. That has been the stand of the constituency for the NDC. His Excellency, it is only when you come back early next year on the thank you tour, amidst fanfare and jubilation, we shall discuss our challenges into details with you. However, there is one demand we as the people in the constituency will want to make now. When you get to the Jubilee House, come early next year, inshallah, Remember us. Remember our MP. When you are making your ministerial appointments, I take it again. Inshallah. Remember us. Remember our MP. When you get... Once again, we wish you well and happy stay in the region. Thank you and thank you all.
Barakaya Jana Mini.
So, Jiratintana, Tanande Abuaduku, to the Member of Parliament, Honorable Peter Tubu Lanchini, Negadana MPC John Jomen, Queen Negadana and no Yela, Chakaragaran Bitor, Kuna Yela Bae, Ka Titkino Speaker, Komen and Wadia, Chaka Tilabora Blatina, Ajung. I welcome His Honorable, the Honorable Peter Nowo Lachele.
And from now, let's pray he speaks English so that all of us can understand. Otherwise, I'll be coming in from time to time to help you appreciate what is communicated to the people here. Let's go to him.
Your Excellency President John Dramani Mahama and his entourage, the NDC Regional Chairman, the Heavyweight Chairman, who is turning the whole of Upper West into green, 11/11, Chairman Bonas, my distinguished revered chiefs, the paramount chief of the Doromo traditional area and his entourage, the paramount chief of Wicheau traditional area and his entourage, the queen mothers who are all here assembled, party faithfuls, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, my friends from the media, good afternoon. When I say Eyezu, just tell me Eyeza. Eyezu. Eyezu. Ladies and gentlemen, we are very happy today to have in our midst the next president of the Republic of Ghana, the man who understands how to drive an economy, the man people believe that he's the only person that can reset this country. His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, and I want all of you to acknowledge the presence of the President. While I was sitting with him, I had a chit-chat with him. The chit-chat is very clear on the fact that President Mahama is prepared to hit the ground running on the 7th of January 2025. And when we vote, let's remember, when you are voting for your future. When you vote, you are voting for your welfare. When you vote, you are voting for your health. When you vote, you are voting for your children. And that single vote can transform Ghana. That single vote can reset Ghana. And that single vote is bringing NDC back to power, because it is only the NDC that can transform Ghana. Ezu. We have taken our time since morning to explain to you the various policies of the National Democratic Congress come 2025. The 2024 manifesto of the NDC is very clear, and many of the key areas that we highlighted to you, the Women's Development Bank, the 24-hour economy. We highlighted to you rural electrification as a major thing that is affecting Wild West. We are assuring you that many of the villages, when President Mahama is in power from 2025 and beyond, many of our communities will get connected to the national grid. Ezu, we've taken so much time in the morning explaining to you many of the policies, and I'm going to be very brief. In that brevity, I don't want to lose value. Come 2025, when President Mahama assumes power, I can assure you, I think that you've seen the Watuga Road. It's a sad story. Our E-block in Doromo is still standing there incomplete, abandoned actually. It is a very sad story. You can see the Agenda 11 hospital. Agenda 111 that is supposed to be commissioned last June is still there incomplete. It is a very sad story. For 8 good years of the MPP administration under the incompetent, inept and wicked Baumia and Akufo-Addo administration, we have seen nothing. We have not seen any development. But that is what I'm praying. Ezu, I am praying. Eza, I am praying. I am praying for the return of the National Democratic Congress. We are praying for a man of integrity. Ghana, as at now, we don't need any leader who cannot be trusted. We are looking for a leader who can trust, a leader who is humble, a leader with integrity. Leadership without integrity is a waste of time. Ladies and gentlemen, I will not waste much time. We want to introduce to you, and let me introduce you, the man of the moment. Ayazu, Ayaza, Ayazu, Ayaza. Please listen to me. Listen to me. In the year 2012, I met a man. I'm going to talk to you about him. I met a man who was very humble at the police headquarters. The man was the vice president of the Republic of Ghana. He was a very honest man, and still a very honest man. When I met him one-on-one, he brought so much transformation into the security sector. In the year 2014, for the first time, Ghana, within the security sector, we had what we call police visibility. And for the first time in Ghana, the relationship between the police and the military was fantastic. That is the man who became the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. He became the commander-in-chief of the Ghana Armed Forces. And in 2016, when he lost elections, he told everybody that posterity will judge me. But I'm here telling you today, I am here telling you today, posterity is actually doing the work. He's still sitting down, he's alive, he's healthy, and he's coming back again. But he has seen the desperation of the Ghanaian people. He's seen the disappointment of the Ghanaian people. He's seen the anger in the Ghanaian people. Mr. President, everybody in this country is calling you to come back to power. Everybody wants you to come back to the Jubilee House. And you have to come. Whether you like it or not, come 7 January 2025, you will be sworn in as the next president of the Republic of Ghana, and you have to come back and complete your work. Yomani tibi Gombanga school. Yomani Bamanga school wanaka all sang ko yon kuyerba. Temp ahampana. Ezu jina ngatin chentanga. Tiyan yalenka Ghana de mejan kone. Ghana de mejan kone bonan limboyen. Ana dana limboyen Orala President John Dramani Mahama. Ana salawala ko tare yalemenga. Ana salawala ku sige omenga. Ana salawala ku na yon na bang dia Ghana ku ga limitore. Ezu so jine President John Dramani Mahama wo jinjenga ti boran kare yelku jina yelku bio ko no yakoba no char na boton ko daga pa Wicheau yengen ti la boton ko daga pa Dorba yengen ti la boton ko daga pa Penta yengen ti la boton ko daga pa Daha yengen ezu ko daga wa pa ba ku na wodi ko na wala ga mbanyan ko kunyi ti yala wa west na nya development ezu jine ti yala jamaa cha nyanda do awuliye ona wa awa yele bele kuti ma ya ne yan piara kan yele 1 hour cha ba tare tona mboran kai wu ma dawo mi nganu oren ku wo yele kare won bo yele on tare na kuti wa west come 7 December 2024 ko daran wa pa come 7 January 2025 ko na wodu ma ko bo yele on tare na ku wa west ko no yele o mi ngan ke wo ma anin to sonhe anin sikri sonhe chakara so hamune kam mun na wano party na to boy ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, we are promising you 40,000 plus votes in the West Constituency. In 2016 NDC got over 12,000. In 2020, when I arrived, we pushed the 12,000 to almost 28,000. And I can assure you this year, we are looking at the figure 40,000 and beyond. Ezu. Listen, he doesn't need to be introduced. But for the purpose of the young ones who are standing here, I want to tell you something before he comes. President Mahama is a very humble servant. President Mahama is a man with integrity. President Mahama is an honest servant. President Mahama says that what he says is what he does. He walks the talk. And that is why all Ghanaians are calling on him to come back. We are looking for a president we can trust. Listen, this year, tell your colleague, this year, don't just vote. Vote for somebody you can trust. Don't just vote. Vote for somebody you can trust. Because we are going to entrust the whole of the country into his hands. And all we are asking for is development. All we are asking for is peace. All we are asking for is development. And all we are asking for is peace. And he's a man of peace. Ladies and gentlemen, with all humility, I am somebody who say I am not even fit to unlace his shoes. I am not fit to lace his shoes. But because I am the member of parliament, I want you to put your hands together. Let's welcome the nation builder. Let's welcome His Excellency, 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 President, 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 John Dramani Mahama.
John Dramani Mahama has just been invited to the stage, and as you can see through your lenses, he's climbing the stage, and this is the man of the moment. This is the man Ghanaians are waiting for. This is the man who is going to tell his story. This is the man whose story has been told, who many Ghanaians today can avouch that he is the only person among all the presidential candidates who is ready, committed, and can be trusted to solve the problems of this country. Let's listen to him now.
Kasim, come.
So, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has just invited somebody to the stage, and obviously, as the campaign goes, here is a man wrapped in NDC challenge.
Thank you.
Who is giving him
Thank you.
protection under the umbrella?
My father, the Wicheau, my father, the Doromona, our chiefs and elders, queen mothers, and people of Wild West, I greet you, Yebarka, Yebarka, Yebarka. My message is simple. We have a choice to make. In life, it is always full of choices. At every juncture of your life, you have to make a choice. When you go to school, you finish basic education, you have to choose which secondary school you want to go to. You go to secondary school, you have to choose which subject you want to do. You finish secondary school, you decide, choose which university to go to. You go to university, you decide which subject you want to do. Then when you come out of university, you have to choose what career you want to do. And so life at every stage is full of choices. Before you marry, you have to choose which woman you want to marry. Now, anytime you have to make a choice, pray to God that you make the right choice. Because if you make a wrong choice, the consequences will follow you for the rest of your life. It's the same with elections. In elections, we're required to make choices about leadership, about who will be our president, about who will be our member of parliament. You make a right choice, it leads to success. It leads to a better life. It leads to development. It leads to improvement. You make a wrong choice, it leads to pain. It leads to hardship. It leads to suffering. In 2016, we made a wrong choice because people came and said a lot of sweet things to us. And remember, there's an English proverb that says that not all that glitters is gold. It's not everything that is shining that is gold. Sometimes it is bronze. Sometimes it is brass. And so When you are faced with making a choice, pray that God gives you the sense of discernment to make the right choice. On 7th December, we're going to make a choice. 80% of Ghanaians have said that our country is going in the wrong direction. And when you're going in the wrong direction, what do? You reset, you change course, and follow another leader who knows the road. And so, the time has come for us to make a choice. And I know that this time the people of Wa West, the people of Ghana are not going to make a mistake. In 2016, Akufo-Addo had no track record of leadership as president at that level. In 2016, Bawumia was just a technocrat in the Bank of Ghana. He had no track record in leadership. And so there was no basis for comparison. And so even though we had done the Jambusi Waterworks to provide water for the people of Upper West, we had built a new regional hospital for the people of Upper West. We were building a multi-complex lecture hall for the University of Development Studies. We're building the most modern library in any tertiary institution in Ghana in the University of Development Studies. We had tarred and asphalted the Wa Town roads. We had built the biggest library in Ghana, in Wa, the Wa Public Library. We had connected more than 400 communities to the national grid. Despite all that, the sweet promises, 1 district, 1 factory, 1 village, 1 dam, $1 million per constituency per year. Those promises were too enticing to resist. And so we made a choice. And the people of Ghana said the NDC should go sit aside for a while. And all I said, well, we did our best, but posterity will judge. Because in English again we say, experience is the best teacher. Because any experience you go through takes you to another level in terms of learning. And so these 8 years have not been wasted. They've been a very useful experience for the people of Ghana. That it's not the person who makes the sweetest promises that makes the best leader. That is the lesson these last 8 years have given us. That is not the person who makes the sweetest promises who would make the best leader. The one who makes a good leader is the one who tells you the truth. Is the one who is honest. Is the one who won't tell you what he cannot do. Is the one who does and does not talk. That is the leader we're looking for. We're looking for the leader who has the experience. We cannot experiment with our lives again. The young people of this country don't have the luxury of time to try and error again. The same thing we did in 2016. Try me, try me, try me is what Akufo-Addo was telling everybody. And we tried him. The result is what we're seeing today. So, where the country is today is not an issue of trial and error. We need an experienced hand to take this country and put it back on its feet. In 2016, they said everybody was suffering. Nurses are suffering. Teachers are suffering. Doctors are suffering. Policemen are suffering. Farmers are suffering. Today, those people are suffering more today than they ever did in the history of this country. You see, when a government has performed so poorly, you don't reward it with another electoral success, because that breeds impunity and sends a signal that anybody can come and do anything, toy with the lives of our people, and still he will be rewarded with success in elections. NPP deserves to go back into opposition to reflect on the pain they have inflicted on Ghanaians, to reflect on the suffering they have inflicted on Ghanaians, to reflect on the destruction they've caused to our economy, to reflect on the debt that they have heaped on our heads, to reflect on the poor infrastructure record that they have inflicted on us. They need to go back into opposition to reflect and learn before they come back and contest again. And that is why in 2024, the elephants must go back to the bush. And indeed, let me tell you, for some of you who have friends who are in the MPP, in your quiet moments with them, they will tell you the truth, that they want their party to go back to opposition. If you speak to your friends who are MPP, I have friends who are MPP, and they tell me, they say, President Mahama, you must win this election so that we'll take our party back to opposition. So that we'll take our party back into opposition and recover it from the few people who have hijacked it. Let me tell you what this election is about. There are two main things that are of concern to Ghanaians in this election. Before any election, there are issues that are of concern to the electorate. In some elections, it's about health care. You find another election is about education. You find another election is about infrastructure. You find another election is about governance and corruption. The key issues in this election of 2024 is 1, the economy, and 2, employment. Those are the two key issues. So let's mark NPP on the 2 key issues. They came and met the cedi stable at 4 cedis to $1. And they said they were going to arrest the cedi, and they had locked it up and giving it to the IGP. So let's mark them on the stability of the currency. From 4 cedis, they have taken the local currency to 17 cedis for $1. So, on the issue of currency stability, what grade will you give them? F? Fail. F means fail. Then, they said inflation was too high. And at the time NDC was leaving office, inflation was coming down, it was below 15%, and they said it was too high. And so they were going to come and lower inflation. Inflation under them went the highest in the 4th Republic to 54%. And today, as I speak to you, inflation is above 20%, 22% inflation. And so, if we are marking them on inflation, what grade will you give them? F? Fail. Under NDC, the total public debt was 120 billion cedis. And they said NDC had borrowed too much. And that if they came, they didn't need to borrow. That the money is there. I've worked with Bank of Ghana before. The money is there. We can do this. We can run this country without borrowing. And so they took it at 120 billion. Today, the public debt is 760 billion cedis. So, if you have to mark them on the public debt, what grade will you give them? F, another F for fail. Let's take unemployment. When NDC was in office, the unemployment rate of this country was 8.4%. And they formed, MPP formed the Unemployed Graduates Association. Do you remember that? And they said NDC could not generate jobs. They were going to come and generate jobs for young people. Today, as I speak to you, the unemployment rate of Ghana is at 14.7%. So if we want to mark them on employment, what grade will you give them? F. Now, if you write your exam to go to university and you get 4 Fs, which school is going to take you? And that is why Ghana is not going to take a failed student, is not going to take a government that has got 4 Fs, is not going to reward them with electoral success, is not going to give them the opportunity for impunity. The people of Ghana have marked their script, they have failed, and so they are going to go back to the bush. The elephant will go back to the bush. When NDC was in government, we were undertaking a lot of projects. I remember that the Dorimon-Wa road was on contract. If NDC was still in government, that road would have been completed long ago. 8 years on after we left office, the Dorimon-Wa road is still undone. There are several communities in Wa West who were connecting to electricity. 8 years on, they still don't have power. We were building several projects in the University of Development Studies. 8 years on, all those projects have come to a standstill. We were building an E-block in Wa West in Dorimon so that the young people of Dorimon, the students, could get secondary education without having to go all the way to Wa. 8 years on, that E-block has been abandoned. And so I can assure you, NDC is coming back into office. NDC is going to win the 7th December 2024 election. And there's no doubt about it. So those people who intend to waste their votes, just vote for NDC and give us a solid mandate so that we can come with all the authority and legitimacy to work to put your lives back on track. We will implement the farmer service centers. We're going to bring tractors, fertilizer, weedicides, improved seeds. We'll register all the farmers in Wa West, and during the farming season you get all the inputs that you need. We're going to do regional recruitment into the public services, into the security services, because we want our security services to be a reflection of the face of Ghana. And so we'll come region by region and recruit from every region, so that everybody in Ghana has the opportunity to serve in the security services. And don't worry if you don't have English and maths. You don't need to have English and mathematics. If you have it, it's good. But if you don't have it, get a vocational certificate. You must have a profession. Be a plumber, be a mechanic, be a carpenter, be a mason, be a dressmaker, be a shoemaker. Whatever professional qualification you have, get a vocational certificate for it. It will qualify you to enter into the security services. My brother Peter Tuobu has spoken about some of the other things, the Women's Development Bank. I don't need to go over that. We have the National Apprenticeship Program. I don't need to go over that. We have the first year no fee stress academic policy. It means that for all of you who are in senior high school, if you qualify for nursing training college, you qualify for college of education, you qualify for university, you qualify for any tertiary institution, agric college, whatever tertiary institution you qualify for. In the first year, you will not pay any academic fees. So while you are in the first year, you will apply for the student loan, and from the second year, you'll be giving the student loan to pay your fees. And then when you finish university and you get a job, then the loan will be deducted little by little by little until you finish paying. When NDC comes into office, no new school is going to be built without teachers' accommodation. Every school that is built will come with teachers' accommodation, water, and a place of convenience, toilet facilities. Teachers and nurses and doctors and public workers will be able to take cars on hire purchase. Government will guarantee you buy a car, and we will deduct from your salary little by little and pay back for the car so that you get to own it. There's going to be a lot of opportunity for everybody. And so NDC is coming back for the youth of this country. We're coming back so that we can create jobs for you. Every region is going to have an agro-industrial area to process the goods and farm produce that every region produces. Government will acquire the land, provide the water, provide the light, do the roads, and the private sector will be encouraged to come and build the factories and buy the shea nuts, buy the cassava, buy the maize, and process it here so that our young people can get work to do. And so there's a lot of good things coming to Upper West region. We're going to come and continue the roads. The road from Wa to Bole, Bamboy to Wenchi to Techiman is in a deplorable state. In the history of the Fourth Republic, I have never seen that road in such a deplorable state. I can assure you it's going to be one of our #1 priorities to fix the Wabole Bamboy Winchi Techiman Road. Our next priority, our other priority would be to fix the Wa-Tumu Navrongo Bolga Road. And so I want to thank you all very much. I am standing for the presidential election on behalf of NDC, and my brother Peter Lanchene Tuobo is standing for NDC in the Wa West constituency for the parliamentary election. And so, as tradition demands, I'm going to introduce him to you so that you know that officially he is our accredited candidate for the parliamentary election. In this election, all of you are going to be party agents. You're not going to select just 2 people to go to the polling station as party agents. You are going to be part of policing the poll and protecting your vote. So after you vote at 5 o'clock in the evening when the poll closes, all of you go back to your polling stations. Everybody, go back to your polling stations. And make sure that the votes are counted and counted properly. You must witness the counting and make sure that the count is credible and verifiable. And the law says that the presiding officer shall declare the results at the polling station. When he's declaring the results, if you have a video camera, video him declaring the results. And when they finish, they are supposed to paste the pink sheets with the presidential and parliamentary results on the wall of the polling station. When they paste the pink sheets, use your camera and take a picture of the pink sheets. So that tomorrow, if somebody changes the results of your polling station, you know that those results are fraudulent. And so all of you are going to help us to protect the vote. And I can assure you, for the party agents, we're going to make resources available to be able to look after yourselves. We're going to make money available for feeding. The women's organizers and others who are going to be involved in feeding, make sure you wake up early, make the food and water ready, and make sure that the party agents get their food on time so that nobody gets up to go and look for food. So as tradition demands, I will raise up my brother Peter's hands. You all know who he is. A police officer, very professional, with integrity, very credible, and such a person is an asset to us. And so my father, Wicheau, you don't need to worry. He is with me. We're going to work together, and a word to the wise is enough. I'll raise his hand so that you all know he's a parliamentary candidate for Wa West. Thank you very much. God bless you. And finally,
he has not finished. Let's listen to his last word, and I'll come back again.
And finally, I called my younger brother Kasim up here because I've come to Wa West to campaign on several occasions. This is not my first time. And anytime I come, I see Kasim dressed in his traditional outfit. And today I called him up because if somebody is so devoted, he deserves to be recognized. So Kasim, thank you very much. God bless you and keep up the hard work. Thank you.
So the gentleman, John Mahama, insisted it should come and hold the umbrella
so
for him.
New one.
And so John Ramani Mahama has given him a gift by way of recognition to Kasim, who is draped in NDC colors. And that's how John Mahama wrapped up his campaign of the Wa West constituency. From here, he is going to Groupier in the Wa East constituency. I understand it's about 20 minutes drive from Wa, the regional capital. And so be following him. And the next time we come up, that will be John Mahama talking to the people of Wa East. And this part of his campaign tour of the Upper West region of Ghana. So thank you very much for being with us, and continue following Wicheau TV.